I've reached 100 videos, and yet I don't have 100 subscribers. This ain't right. It's just not. It's not right. Not right. Not right. Help me reach 100 subscribers by the end of this year. Onto the video. This is Animal Crossing. This is Animal Crossing New Horizons. And this is Inside Out. More specifically, this is Inside Out 2. Both of them, as of right now, are the second. Animal Crossing is Nintendo Switch's second highest grossing film behind Mario Kart 8 because, well, you people cannot get enough of Mario Kart 8. And Inside Out 2 is the second highest grossing animated film of all time. Well, it would be the first, but since Wikipedia constantly put The Lion King at number 1, I really do think look, I don't like The Lion King remake, never watched it, and I don't plan to watch it, but I think the world would be so much better if the remake didn't exist. Animal Crossing is known for a lot of things. It's a simulation game where you just talk to villagers and whatnot. You say hi, you see friends, and you actually do hang out with them. Yeah, you actually can do that. One of the selling points for me is the villagers themselves. What makes them so special, and why is that? And why are they so special to you? And what makes you feel like I like them so much? But I had an idea. Since Inside Out 2 is still in theaters as of August of this year, 2024, by the time it's still in theaters, but it's about to come out in digital right around the corner, or it's already out. But as you're watching this after August 2024, and since I love the character so much, I had an idea. What if, and I repeat, what if the characters from Inside Out were Animal Crossing villagers? And yeah, I'm making this video to say, what if they were villagers? But since the emotions are humanoid, or they look like humans but they really are not, they are not animals. Which I already said, they're just humanoid, human-like. I don't look. They're just people living in your head. That's all I'm saying. So, what will the emotions look like? And what is a villager? If you're asking, well, a villager is basically someone that lives on your island, or lives in your town, depending on which game you're playing. And I think I already said that before, but the point is, a villager will have a personality. Like, for example, take Rosie, for example. Rosie is a peppy villager. Says right here. Her catchphrase is silly. She has default clothing. She has her favorite style, favorite colors, and her own hobby. So, for this video, we're going to be doing all of that, but the thing is, for every emotion, I'll be talking on which species they would be, or which personalities would they be, which styles that they like, or which is their favorite colors, and also the hobby as well. We're not doing catchphrases or default clothing, umbrella, or any of those. Just those two. I'll leave it up to you if this thing does well. Anyways, let us start with the thing. Like, let's do what would the villagers be? What would the emotions be like if they were villagers? But before we actually start, we're gonna have some ground rules. First, that's a little embarrassing. Look, first things first, we can only use the villager species from this line. So if that animal is not in, like for example, if say I want to use a sloth, but the sloth is not in here, so I have to use another animal that functions like it. Second, well, there is special character species, but until they get promoted into villager species that become like normal villagers, then maybe we can add them. But for right now, they're not included. So they're not included. We'll bring this up as another option, but for right now, it's not an option. And second of all, the villagers have. If there's a villager that resembles or fit the criteria of that emotion, then we'll use that character as a basis of what the character would look like. And before we actually start, this is the last time, I promise, I want to bring shoutouts to Kana Yanga and the Meow making the characters more like animals. Well, for the farmer right here, he actually did all the emotions if the emotions were actually animal in the Sonic the Hedgehog style, or the other one is in the Animal Crossing style, but uses the characters as the emotions, like if they're cast as it. But this is my video, so I'm gonna do my own thing. I might take some few elements from them, but that you say I want to do my best to stay away from copying from each other. And I also like to give a huge shout out to Inside Out Pets, which actually does make this whole thing a whole lot easier. So shout out to Kana Yanga and Inside Out by in Animal Crossing. Ignore the front one, but the point is, now that we established these two things, let's actually start with the thing. Let's start with the main character of the group, Joy. She would be a peppy villager. Her favorite colors would be yellow, for obvious reasons, and blue. And her hobby would be play, since she is very joyful and she does like pretend a lot, and she is the leader. Making her a peppy villager is severely obvious. Like, there's no way to deny it. There's no way to deny it. Like, she is a peppy villager. But what species would she be if she was in Animal Crossing? It's pretty obvious. Joy would be a dog like Goldie. And since Goldie is yellow, I think we could just modify a bit by making Joy that, making her like, yeah, well, having like Goldie have blue hair, give her a chartreuse dress and whatnot, and there you got, well, removing those beige spots right there. Yeah, I think that it would actually make sense. And I actually forgot style. Like, what is Joy's favorite style? It's cute, though I like to go with simple as well. Yeah, both of them will go as well. The next one on this list is sadness, which is the second emotion to be introduced in the first film. It's due to her whole nature being all sweet, and she tends to be sad most of the time, and rarely gets angry until the second film. Seriously, I really didn't expect sadness to do a angry face or a determined face. I don't know. Due to her whole nature not getting angry that often, I feel like sadness fit the bill as a normal villager. Normal means the villager is very sweet. Sadness would have an educational hobby, since she does read the manuals. Her favorite colors are blue, obviously, and white. And did I say her hobby is educational? Yeah, her hobby is pretty much educational. And her style is cute and simple, just like with Joy. Though I kind of do think that Joy's style should be just cute and name only. But what Sadness would be? Since Joy would be a dog, the polar opposite is a dog is, well, a cat. Since cats and dogs tend to be polar opposites, like in design and style wise, I think having Sadness will still retain her blue sweater, and she would have some hair, and she would still wear her glasses. She'll just be a cat. And before you ask, yes, I know Rosie is a blue cat, but I'm not using her because she's more like a happy cat. Honestly, she's very happy 24/7, and it just doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit here with Sadness. It really doesn't. The next emotion after Sadness is fear. Look, I know in the teaser trailers it was supposed to be anger, disgust, and fear. Sorry about that. It's Discord. It's supposed to be, but in the official movie, in the first one, it's supposed to be fear, disgust, and anger. So yeah, fear would be a lazy villager, but with a pinch of jock, since fear is mostly the voice of reason and chill, but he will get bursts of energy when he's afraid of something. His hobby would be nature or educational. My bet is more educational since he did prepare to he did prepare on Riley's first day of school where where he actually predicts what's the worst thing could happen, much like to anxiety, but we'll get to her later. Anyways, his favorite colors would be purple and gray due to his sweater being all black and white, so I chose gray as a in between. And his style would be simple. Yeah, I don't remember if I actually told Joy and Sadness stuff and hobbies, but if I remember correctly, I think I said Joy's hobby would be playtime, and the other one, and Sadness would be educational. So yeah, and what fear could be? Well, instead of being a cat, I instead go with the next best thing. A rabbit, since there are some times where rabbits can get scared, and yes, it was inspired by the one from the Twitter user, but I can't deny that it works. He works as a rabbit villager. He really does work. And by the way, since it's more female cast, this would this will be not be the last time we'll see a male villager. The fourth emotion introduced in the first film is disgust. And yeah, because of her name, she was originally supposed to have a design that's supposed to be disgusting, but the creators feel like no, she should look disgusted. So that's what the team went with. And her design is more oh right, the thing. Disgust would be a snooty since she's more pretty much disgusted about anything. She's pretty much easy to displease, and she pretty much knows a look. And yeah, she is one of those villagers to say, oh yeah, oh yeah, you really displeases me. She has a fashion hobby due to her whole makeup yeah, and filing her own nails. Her favorite colors are green and pink. The pink one represents the ascot that she wears. Seriously. and her style will be elegant and gorgeous. But what animal would she be? She would be a cat. She would. But for the sake of this, I went with another animal that functions as elegant and gorgeous, which coincidentally both of them start with the letter D. A deer. Yep, a deer. Since deers tend to be more elegant in the nature, I felt like this would fit disgust as well. Of course, she would work well as a cat or even a wolf, but I went with deer. I want to use different species just to make things more interesting. Rounding out the old emotions, well, we're not done yet, but we're just rounding out the old emotions, is anger. Anger is usually the type of emotion that's pretty much best described as the rage guy. If things don't go fair, if things don't go the right way or just plain old fair, then he will let out his own you know what. Anyways, anger would be a cranky villager. His favorite styles would be cool and elegant due to his clothing. He would have a fitness hobby since because during the introduction he does some punches, and in the book before he goes to bed he does a little exercise, so making him have a fitness hobby, even though he does read the newspaper. And his favorite colors would be red, obviously, and brown. Yeah. Why brown? I think it just works. It just works. And what animal could he be? Well, he will be a dog, but again, diversity. So I decided, due to his short stature, I went with a bear. More specifically, a bear cub. Bear cubs are basically a bear but smaller and more younger. But since anger is one of the shortest emotions, I feel like it fits with him the most. I'm gonna skip anxiety and make her last. And for next one, I'm going with envy. Envy is, well, a lot of people say she has no point of being in this movie. Well, I say, yeah, you have a point, but if we do get an Inside Out 3, I really hope it does fill in the void. Envy would be the peppy villager, and she would have favorite styles that is both cute and elegant. Her favorite colors are aqua and green because green with envy. And her hobby would be like a play hobby, like since she is a muse of everything. And besides, since she is a muse of everything and all, and anxiety's right hand man, she really does fit the type. But what animal would Envy be? She would be a mouse, but since Disgust is a deer, I chose an animal that is cute, but a bit elegant. What did I choose? A squirrel. Nibbles fits the best as Envy, since she does have that cyan turquoise color feel. And there's one nitpick. Why are the squirrels' bodies so small? It fits for the frog villagers and the mice villagers, but why the squirrels? Don't you think have the bodies just be a little bit taller, make them the tallest, smallest villager? But hey, that's just me. Next, we have one of the biggest emotions in Riley's group, embarrassment. Like anxiety said it herself.
He's not really big on eye contact or like just talking, but he's a really smart guy.
yeah, since Embarrassment is described as a sweet guy, this indicates that he should be a lazy. That means he's very chill. Well, well, it's more like lazy is basically the male version of the normal villagers, being both of them being sweet. His hobby would be a nature hobby. Well, it's since I don't really see him looking I see him reading books, but I think it fits him better with the nature hobby. His favorite styles would be um I'd say simple. Eh, yeah, simple and name only. His favorite colors would be pink and maybe blue. I don't know, but yeah, it would be favorite colors are pink and blue. His hobby would be nature hobby. I know it wouldn't work, but I think it does. And favorite styles is just that. What animal could he be? Well, since he did work as a bear in that Twitter post, but I got Anger as the bear villager. So, but again, for the sake of diversity, instead of being a bear, I instead gonna follow that YouTube video. Look, I know I'm not supposed to copy stuff, but it has to be discussed. Embarrassment would be he would be an elephant. Since Embarrassment is so big, elephants are so big, this fits the criteria as he wants to hide his whole self. Yeah, that YouTube video was really on point of casting this. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he fit the role as Embarrassment. Ennui, meaning boredom in French, is basically she's very lazy 24/7 for the most part. There are some times where she does get up and then just move on her own, indicating that she is lazy but not that lazy. And so her personality would be snooty since she does well, quote unquote sarcastic thanks Joy sarcastically. She really does do that in the film, and she does create the sarcasm. And Ennui functions like a big sister, like, well, like a sisterly villager. Yeah, her favorite colors is purple and black. Her favorite styles would be cool and simple. Cool and simple, yeah. The other, and her hobby would be, I guess, a nature hobby, but I really don't know which hobby that has Ennui do nothing on day in Animal Crossing. I guess Ennui fits the bill as, well, a nature hobby. It's not the best, but I think educational hobby would work better, but it's really up for you. What animal does Ennui would be? I thought about she would be a wolf. I thought about she would be a sloth. But a sloth villagers in Animal Crossing, even though one exists, it's more as a special villager. And for a wolf, I think it works, but there's another species that works way better. And it's all thanks to that YouTube video. Ennui would be an ostrich. And yeah, it fit the bill. Ostriches tend to have long necks, and Ennui is pretty long. Though though there are some times where that ostrich can dip her head, like how Ennui tends to dip her head. So yeah, like that YouTube video, an ostrich of Ennui can work. Even though she appeared as a cameo, I want to mention about Nostalgia. Since she does appear twice in this film, I just want to mention her. Nostalgia would be a normal villager. Her favorite styles would be elegant and gorgeous. Favorite colors are gray and white. And her styles and her hobby, little, well, she's just a cameo. I guess the only hobby that would fit her best would be educational. It's not much, but we have to work with the materials that we have. And what animal would Nostalgia would be? This may sound odd, but I'm going with a penguin because it kind of feels like this is this is how nostalgic is. Like you're nostalgic of something, and she can fit the bill. You can have her wear glasses, still have her hair, just make her feel like make that penguin feel so old. I'm not using Laura, but I'm just using her as an example. And finally, to wrap things up, let's end things off with Anxiety, who's literally one of the best characters in Inside Out 2. I might do a review of Inside Out 2 in the future, but for right now, all I can say is that she's the best. So what do I think about how she worked as an Animal Crossing villager? I imagine Anxiety as even though she can get excited most of the time, she is very calm and very nurturing. So I imagine her being a normal with a pinch of peppy inside of it. Just a normal, but with a pinch of peppy in it. Her hobby would be educational, since she does study a lot when working there, and when she uses control panels, it's like she feels like she's a gamer. Her favorite colors is orange, and the other one is well, I guess green due to her eye color, which is different from her body. And her style would be simple and I guess elegant. And what animal would she be? Anxiety was really hard to decide which animal fit her best. I thought and thought, but then it hit me. One of the animals that was shown on Twitter was a red panda, but since red panda is not in Animal Crossing, I went with the one that gets the animal that tends to worry a lot, stereotypically. And what animal fits Anxiety best? A chicken. Since most chickens tend to be afraid, what if they tend to get worried a lot? 24/7. And something like that. Blah, 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 blah. I chose a chicken because it just fits the criteria of an animal that tends to worry too much. And I think having a chicken would work. Then again, the Anxiety's model had been modified. Like let's have Anxiety look more like Chicken Little, but modified just a bit. You can have the Animal Crossing villagers look like him, but I'm just saying that this is the only way to make Anxiety stand out from all the other chicken villagers. Just a thought. And that's what of the emotions were Animal Crossing villagers. I really did try my best to make sure to stay true to their movie counterparts, but I really am hoping that you really do like this video. If you like this, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Seriously, please subscribe and share because money talks. And anyways, if this does well, I might make more Inside Out content in the future. But until then, this is Jim TD, and I say farewell.